So, now I'm just going to go through the Trecena of Toj for you all, and obviously there's a whole bunch of stuff which seems to be very, very relevant right now with regards to the Trecena of Toj and kind of what it's all about. Now, the Trecena of Toj, what's Toj about? Well, Toj is about ceremony, Toj is about giving, Toj is about sacrifice, Toj is about service. Okay, that's a very, very strong part of Toj. It's about giving back for what you've received. And I mean, we are in this time where that's what we can do, right? We are in a time that I see as could bring out the best and possibly the worst of humanity, because we know all of the things which are going on, but we also see these kind of like these hero stories going on right now as well, right? We see people who are working extremely hard to keep people healthy, to keep people alive, and all of that kind of thing. We've got all of that going on, as well as the panic buying of toilet paper and blah blah blah, all of that kind of thing. So, Toj is about making our sacrifices, about making our payment. It's also about being of service, looking after the people around you, looking after your community. Okay? And so this is something that we can all do. We all have this time on our hands, we all have this opportunity. And what is said about Toj is when Toj serves, when Toj gives, that's when Toj is looked after. And so it's a case of like, we have this opportunity now to look after our community, and in doing so, strengthen our community, strengthen the places where we live, look after each other in the right way. Okay, so we have 13 days of this. It seems to coincide rather well with the 13 days that many of us have for our kind of like our freedom of movement being changed and that kind of thing. So what can we do to help strengthen our community? Well, there's all sorts of things. Maybe we can do physical things. Certainly here, I think it's going to be very important that we sort of try and help to feed the people around us. There's a lot of people in the villages of San Marcos and San Pablo that are going to be in a very challenging state right now. And if it's something that you're called to do, I can put a couple of links on the site later on to enable you to give something to these people to help to feed the local people here, if you would like to. I didn't do this as a fundraiser, as a telethon or anything like that, but I just want to give people the opportunity to do if it's something that you feel drawn to do. Okay? So this is one way that you can help people without having to necessarily leave your home, which I understand lots of people can't do right now. Of course, there's all sorts of things that we can do: volunteering, looking after, helping out elderly people, getting their shopping, that kind of thing, looking after those people. This is all the themes which may come out during the Toj Trecena. These are all things which are very healthy to be working on the Toj Trecena. Okay? And it might be something that you've never done before. It might be something that you've done loads of times before. It might be something that comes very naturally to you. It might be something which forms a part of your life from now onwards. We start on this day one Toj. It's the potential for giving. It's the possibility to give something back. It's the possibility. It's a novelty, yeah, because we've got the one, the beginning, the little seed. And Toj of giving. Little acts, little things that you might do, little things that you can do for others. These are the things that help keep our community healthy. These are the things that help keep us ultimately healthy. Because really, quite honestly, we're, I suppose, like literally and metaphorically right now, we're only as healthy as the health of our community. And so if right now you need to do a little thing that you wouldn't normally do, that you wouldn't normally have time to do, now's the time to do it, right? Now's the time to get out there, or even work from within, however you might do it, and give your time, give your energy. And as we start to value things perhaps in a different way, we realise that the giving of our time and energy is the most precious gift that we can ever give. And so if you have the opportunity, that's something that you can do. Make a difference like that while you have the time to do it. It helps us to reassess our priorities, right? So, from one Toj, so that will be tomorrow. So that will be Monday 23rd, I believe it is, of March. Then, 2 bats. So, 2 Tzi. Tzi, faith and loyalty. Tzi, justice, law. Tzi, unconditional love. And the number 2, choices. Okay? It's kind of like make a decision where you want to put your love, what you want to be faithful to, what you want to be loyal to, what you're going to be guided by. The 2 can be, yes, it can be about division, can be about separation, and it can also be about, okay, it can be very black and white. It's like, which way do you want to go? What are you choosing to serve? Because Toj is all about serving. So it's like, what are you choosing to serve? Where are you choosing to put your love? What are you choosing to be loyal to? What are you choosing to be faithful to? 2 Tzi may well bring that out of you. That will be on Tuesday, right? And then on Wednesday we go to 3 bats. Now, 3 bats I would normally kind of describe, because we have the 3 being this internal number, the 3 being the number which represents home, it represents the inner world and this kind of thing. And so normally bats is kind of like, bats can be quite extrovert, it can be quite out there, it can be kind of like ready to do stuff. Well, the 3 is saying focus on your home. And bats is all about creativity. Now, in my own world, in my own home right now, I've found that the last few days I've got incredibly creative. I've been making fermented stuff, been making kind of like, you know, the things that we don't often have time to do, or we don't always make time to do. Well, now we're starting to do them. Okay? So this is the focus on creativity within your own home. And, you know, a long time ago I was on this permaculture caravan. And somebody said to me, you know, it's not about surviving, it's about thriving, it's about enjoying stuff and this kind of thing. And 3 bats is about the beauty of inner creativity. It's about creating beauty within your home. I always say that 3 bats, these people should be interior designers because they've got this eye for beauty within the home or attached to the home kind of thing. So this is a great day to be looking at how you can make your living space better, more comfortable, more enjoyable, prettier, bring the best out of it. How you can combine your creativity in order to express that within your home. Okay? If we got that time on our hands, it's like get off the couch and do some painting, get things changed around, like, you know, make some stuff. From 3 bats, we're then going to go to 4 air. So this is an interesting one to have right now, particularly with, let's say, okay, I mean, we're in it right now, so why not talk about it a little bit. With the travel restrictions right now, the journey seems rather strange to work with. But, you know, when we're talking about we're not just talking about going on a journey, although for could literally, I would often talk about that being some kind of physical journey. So maybe that would be a good day to go and do whatever journey you might need to do. But the thing about is about the experience that we've picked up on our path, on our life path. Is about the experience that we picked up as we've gone through the world. Everything that we've learned, everything that we're expressing. That all comes through the Nawal okay? And so all of those experiences, these are, you know, they go in there somewhere. They're what help us to learn. The number 4 is that very down-to-earth, material, practical number. So this is very much about, like, what about your practical experiences? Bringing them into play. Now this is also something where we can be looking at it right now and thinking, oh yeah, practical experiences. Well, these are something I learned how to, how to sprout beans, how to grow food, how to do all of those kind of things. Maybe they're things that you haven't done since you were a kid. Maybe there was something that you used to do and don't do anymore. Well, now's the time to pull that experience out of the back of your head and put it into practice once more. Right? You've got the time to do it. Why not put it into practice? And so this can be looking very much about the practical experiences, the practical understandings that you've had that you're able to bring into the world right now. From 4 we're then going into 5 okay? So harmony within the home. Now, once again, we are in a situation where we may find it rather challenging. Maybe we're not used to spending this much time in our homes. Maybe we're not used to spending this much time with our families or something like that. Well, is all about using your backbone, standing up and doing the right thing, being brave, looking after the home, making sure that everything is in harmony, making sure that everything is in balance, using your spinal column, using your to be that authority, to look after your family, okay, to look after your home, to bring harmony there. And sometimes that's going to be through making difficult decisions. That's what is all about. It's about having the bravery to do it. And here we have it connected with the number 5, and that is the number of work. It's the number of one hand. It's the hand that we do the work with. That's what we earn with. So this can be about harmony within work, or working to create harmony within your home. Now, as I said, it's not necessarily the easiest of times. And so it may be that you've got to put a little bit more effort in than usual in order to bring that harmony in. Because the definition of work is the application of energy to a system. Here the system is harmony in the home. So it's a case of put your energy into your harmony of the home. Okay? From 5 so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we will be going into 6 Ish, the Nawal of Mother Earth. Ish, the Nawal of the sacred spaces, of the shrines and altars. Ish, you're in a magic as well. Okay? So this is something that it's a day to bring stability to that. The number 6, you always see it like that. It's the 4 directions with the heart of the sky and the heart of the earth involved. Okay? And it's like drawing on the divine masculine and the divine feminine in order to manifest it into this world. 6 is also seen as the number of family. Okay? So this is about divinity. This is about magic. This is about recognizing the spaces which are sacred to you. Okay? Your shrine, your altar, your magic place. This is about your connection to Mother Earth. And we have the 6 in there. So it's about using it to bring stability to your family, asking for what you need from Mother Earth. This is a great day for asking for your needs to be met. This is also about engaging with, let's say, the more magical side of your existence, the more magical side that you have within you, and using it to bring stability to your family. Okay? Asking on behalf of your family for things. Ish days are also days to show our gratitude to Mother Earth. And so this is something that we also have combined within the 6 Ish day. From 6 Ish we're going to 7 Zikin. Now, this is a very, very interesting one for me. Zikin is often seen as having the ability to act as a mediator, because it can see things from many different perspectives. And here we are, the bird is sitting on top of the tree, the bird is sitting on top of the pyramid or the mountain, however we want to look at it. It's sitting right up there. And this is the one that usually has the far-reaching vision, is now perched right on the place at the top. It's like putting the visionary into its highest aspect. So it can also, 7 can also represent death and endings because of the way that the calendar is set out. But when we see Trecena perched up there, this is kind of like finalising your vision. It's kind of like getting things worked out. 7 is also about taking decisions. And with Trecena, if Trecena can see it, then the chances are it's something which is visionary, it's something which is good. So if Trecena can see it, and it's also perched on this vantage point, the chances are it's a good thing to see. It's a good vision. But what you're going to need to do is engage with it, because the 7, when you're sitting on top of the pyramid, what the lesson is there is to move forward with it. Because sometimes the 7s, they're kind of like, you can see in all of these different directions and you're wondering, well, which one's the right direction? Which one should I take? How should I approach this? Well, 7 would kind of like say, it doesn't really matter. If you can see it, go for it. Okay? So 7 Trecena would be engage with your vision and actually start following it. Where 7 falls down is by kind of like waiting for a big finger to come from the sky and say, choose this one or something like that. It's a case of moving forward with stuff. So, we're in the Trecena of Toj. It's about service. It's about, okay, sometimes you maybe don't need to be sitting there waiting. If you can see it, engage with it. It's like sometimes maybe everybody's waiting for a sign or a signal to go and do something, go and make something to happen, to go and do something which is going to help the community. They're waiting for somebody to pick up the tools and go and do it. Maybe this is the time. If you can see something that needs doing, get out there and do it. Okay? So, from 7 Trecena, we then go into 8 Ahmach. Now 8 is normally seen as the day of ceremony, interestingly enough. And here, what's it about? Well, Ahmach is about forgiveness, so it's a forgiveness ceremony day. This is a day when, again, I think that the measures at the moment are helping everybody to put things into perspective. It's like, what grudges do you want to hold on to? What grudges do you want to let go of? How and where are you going to give and forgive? Okay? So, 8 Ahmach, this is a time for the forgiveness ceremony. Now, as I said, if you're into making Mayan ceremonies and you've got the candles and you've got all of those kind of things, then great. This is a great time to do it. If not, Ho'oponopono, if you've ever heard of that, it's the practice of forgiveness, a Hawaiian practice of forgiveness. I'd recommend that as a forgiveness ceremony. I've had some fantastic results with using Ho'oponopono myself, and I can't recommend it highly enough. Okay? And so have a look into that, and have a look about what you can leave behind. In this period, in this time, where we're re-evaluating ourselves and our place in the world, we might be able to re-evaluate some things that we don't necessarily need to carry forward into the new time which is coming, because of course we're going out of one time and into a new time, just as we do every day. Here's where we can drop stuff off. Here's where we can reset the balance. Here's where we get to say sorry. Here's where we get to say pardon. Here's where we get to say I forgive you. I love you. Thank you. Okay? So, that's what we can do in this Ahmach day right here. From 8 Ahmach, we then move to 9 Noach. Now, this is a very intriguing day. It's one that I particularly like. The reason being that Noach is about the brain, it's about thought, it's about logic. And Noch can very much be kind of like the left brain, the right hand, that kind of like putting everything in order. Now, certainly putting everything in order is something which is very valid right now. Using, I was talking about the 4R, the physical experiences that you've had in life that might help you at this time. Well, 9 Noch, right there, Noch is about putting things in order. Yeah, it's about taking your knowledge and putting it into a logical order to come up with a good plan from it. But what do we have it paired with? Well, we have it paired with the number 9, and the number 9 is the number of life and the number of the feminine. Now, there are several reasons why I think this is a great day. I mean, firstly, you've got Noch, which could be seen as being the masculine part of the brain, matched with the number 9, the divine feminine. And so this is kind of like, let's say, rounding off the square, as it were. It's about bringing together the both hemispheres of the brain, bringing this like feminine logic. And so there are very many like great things enabling you to really use perhaps your experiences here and come up with good ideas. Because it's not necessarily through what we might call the masculine or logical kind of thought that they come, but it's by using your compassion, using the feminine essence and applying that you come up with the plan, that you come up with the idea. So I love this combination of 9 Noch. I think it should come up with some great ideas. And it's literally, if we say that Noch is all about plans and the number 9 is the number of life, this is life plan, coming up with a plan for life, which seems to me to be a very interesting and positive day to be carrying that on. Okay, so from 9 Noch, we're then going to go into 10 Tihash. Well, 10 Tihash. Tihash, healing. 10, community. Okay. There is also, Tihash can also represent division. And right now, I would guess we're not divided in as such as in a particular way, other than that we're in our seclusion, we're in our separation, and this kind of thing. But Tihash is also about using your discernment, and this is something which I think is very, very useful for us right now, like the discernment of, do I really need to go out right now? Am I going to bring healing to my community through my service? Okay, am I better serving through some other means? Because we're in the Trecena, so it's all about that. How can I bring healing to my community? 10 Tihash. This is a great day to understand that and to work together, because I suppose we shouldn't be doing this and saying about shaking hands right now, with social distancing and all that kind of thing. But really that's what it's about, in metaphorically, let's say, about coming together as a community to bring healing and to use our discernment to heal our communities. From 10 Tihash we're going into 11 Kawok. So Kawok, the rain that washes it all away, the flood that opens up the passageway to the new, to bring the new stuff in. Okay, so 11 Kawok, this is something about bringing new stuff in. This is about new birth, rebirth. The rain comes and then the green sprouts again. This is what we do. This is the way that the rain works right now. I mean, right now here in Guatemala, well, we actually did have rain the other night, just a few spits and spats and that kind of thing, but we're waiting for the rains to come back. Everything is very dry. Everything is very brown at the moment, and it needs water very badly. Okay, and it will come in about a month or so. And when it does, we see all the new life coming back. We see everything turns green. Everything comes back to the world again. It's beautiful watching it. Okay, and so this is about the bringing in of new life, the opening of the way for the new life, for the new growth to return to the world. And what do we have it with? Well, the number 11 now. I think you've probably seen me do this enough time, but the number 11 kind of like follows that kind of pattern. It can be rather chaotic, it can be rather all over the place. But here with Kawok, Well, Kawok is also an energy of healing. Kawok is also an energy of compassion in particular. I see Tihash as being rather like the surgeon who's cutting away the illness, the disease. And then Kawok can be rather like the carer, the nurse, the one that is then dressing the wounds and actually promoting the healing work. So these two are both great healing days. And here we see it with the 11, which is going in many, many different directions. So this is compassion through compassion in many different directions, applying your compassion in very many ways. From 11 Kawok, we're then going into 12 Achpu. So, Achpu. First, let's talk about Achpu. So, Achpu as the hero. Achpu as the sun. Achpu as recognizing that divinity within you and that divinity within me, that we're all part of the divine, that we're all here on our divine path, that we're all here to engage with that hero within. And this is something which, as I said earlier, I think this is something which is coming out from many places at the moment. People are going above and beyond the call of duty, going above and beyond what they need to do. Okay? That's when their inner hero comes out. That's when their light comes out. And here we have it connected with the number 12. Well, the number 12 we can see as bundling together of all of life's experiences, rather like that 4 ech there, and rather like that 9 noch there. This is also calling on, okay, bring your life experiences to bring out your inner hero. Because it's that quest for the divine that Achpu represents. That's our spiritual path for all of us. And here we're being asked to use our previous experience to engage with that hero within. So maybe there was a job that you used to do, maybe there was, I don't know, some kind of walk of life that you used to have that can be of use right now. It's time to pull on those skills and stand up with them. Time to engage with that divine part of yourself. And for me there's also within Achpu, if we see Achpu as the hero, and we're talking about the hero's quest, we also have this thing about, like, the hero always has to prove themselves, right? The hero is always going to be in the place where they're going to face their demons, they're going to face their challenges. And so this is talking about drawing on your life's experiences in order to overcome the fear and engage with the hero within you. I think there's a lot of us that are going to be doing that right now, right? And then finally, we're going to end up in here. It's 13 Imosh. Now, this is a day with a great potential, but it's also a day where we may need to really disengage in many ways. Imosh can leave us very, very connected with stuff, which can be great. Imosh can help us to connect to those around us. It can help us to, share a communal dream. It's our connection to the collective consciousness. But it can also get overwhelming. Imosh is one of the ones that can get too attached, too overwhelmed by things like social media, by things like the media themselves. Okay? And here, sometimes I think of these numbers as being like the volume dial on a radio. Well, here we've got our connection to the collective turned up to 13. And so this might be a great day to actually disconnect from the collective a bit. To disconnect from things like social media, to disconnect from the media just for a little while. I understand that we need to keep informed, and I'm not necessarily suggesting all that, but there is such a thing, and kind of like we can get driven kind of crazy by it. And Imosh has the possibility to drive us kind of crazy, to overwhelm us with stuff, especially when we've got it turned up to 13. Likewise, it's a great day to get to water, a great day to spend beside water, to understand your own dreams, to also connect with the collective of the ancestors, because the number 13 represents the spirit world and the ancestors. And so this can be a great time to connect with the ancestral dream, to connect with the dream of your ancestors, connect with the world of spirit in whatever way you feel right, in order to help you to understand how to bring that dream, how to manifest that into this world. Maybe it's a time to get in contact with your ancestors, whether they're in this world or the spirit world, and ask them for a bit of help right now. Okay, so this has been the Trecena of Toj, and I'll be posting a few more videos in the next few days anyway on some other subjects as well. But if you're just following the Trecenas, then I'll see you in 13 days' time when I'll talk about the Trecena of Toj. Okay?